Today on the channel, before there was Robocop, there was Alex J. Murphy NECA Ultimate Edition.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another NECA Robocop with a twist, unboxing, and review. And today on the channel we got Alex J. Murphy Ultimate Edition. But for all your NECA needs and a whole lot more, make sure you're hitting up Big Bad Toy Store. Use the link in the description down below. Gotta get a deal out there, support the channel, hit up the old link there. But Robocop, a kid of the 80s right here, one of my favorite movies as a little kid. Extremely violent. Movies like this, they just don't make for kids anymore. And I guess it really wasn't for kids. However, it was that weird spot in the 80s and 90s where these really violent movies got children's toys, they got cartoons, comic books, video games. So yeah, they weren't marketed to children, but there was no way kids didn't know who Robocop was. And of course, even Robocop took an entrance into wrestling, teaming up with the Stinger Roll there. Oh man, one of the all-time great tag teams. What could have been if they would have teamed up consistently over the years? I think Robocop and Sting could have had a long run as the tag team champions. But this figure here, a little bit extra special. It's not quite Robocop, but it is Peter Weller, a.k.a. Robocop, the guy that played him, before he turns into Robocop. And, you know, it was such a cool movie back then. You know, Robocop, or Murphy right here, going out there, going just about his day as a police officer in Detroit. Shout out to Detroit. Jeff George, I heard Jeff George is working on getting a statue for Robocop in Detroit. I think he's at the ground level of that. Hopefully they can get that done. We need a Robocop statue somewhere in Detroit. But he's going about his business and came up with some street toughs, some gang members, some criminals, as Detroit does have, especially back in the 80s, as we saw in the movie. And Alex Murphy just got blown away. And we get to relive that with this action figure here, and then we can build him into Robocop later on. Yin and yang of Alex Murphy's life, I guess is what we got going on here. But we also got this going on like we're going to do a normal review right here. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And like I said, I never remember, like, I always will remember the first time I saw Robocop as a kid. I thought it was one of the coolest things ever. Just seeing him getting his arm blasted off, his hand blasted off. Just like, holy cow, I can't believe this. And I remember reenacting a lot of that in my G.I. Joe playing days. Like, oh, Cobra Commander, he's blowing off Roadblock's arm, or whoever it could be. He's really sending a message. He's really sending a message. And that's kind of what was going on right here. And boy, I bet those criminals never thought, like, boy, doing this is going to get Robocop here and I'm going to get my comeuppance in the end. And that's what did happen, spoiler alert. But we got the Robocop. Got a very badge ID kind of look on the front there. Alex J. Murphy, Ultimate Edition, Robocop. Badge OD5839484E09. Oh my gosh, say that 10 times fast. Robocop NECA on the side, real toys. Glamour shot on the side as well. On the back, you get some of the gory highlights there. Of course, some glamour shots, things like that. Looking pretty cool. And this is one of those nice figures, too, you could use with security. You could do other stuff with it outside of Robocop if you really wanted to. Of course, opens up on the inside right there. No blurbs, no nothing going on here. No story of poor Alex Murphy. I don't know. Peter Weller, one of the great actors. I don't know if I should say a character actor. Kinda. See you later. Up high. Goodbye. Kind of a character actor in some ways, I guess we could say. Geez, throwing stuff around. Character actor in a lot of ways, I would say. Peter Weller here. Face only a mother could love. Some may say that as well. Not me, of course, but I've heard it. I've heard it mentioned before. But looking good. We do get weapons here. We get a lot going on with this pack. It is the Ultimate Edition, after all. We get extra hands and weapons. Of course, you get the figure. You get some effects. You get some extra heads, which is pretty cool as well. Got a lot going on. I was going to say, not a twist tie to be found except for the one around his waist is what we got going on. And there it is. We're going to pull that out and see you later. Goodbye. Putting a spin on it like a little boomerang action is what that's all about. But we're going to start it off. We're going to dive in and we're going to start with all these accessories right here. That's where we're going to begin. And we're going to begin with the hands. What do we got? We got two splayed out hands right out of the package there. We got a nice hand right here. I guess this is the hand spinning or the gun spinning hand there, of course. You know, he used to spin his gun. You put it in there. He'd give you one of those like shootout, like the old John Wayne movie or something. He's spinning the gun right in his hand. He was doing that in the movie, and then he did do that when he was Robocop. It was a little bit of his past coming into his future. We all remember that there, but we do got the spinning hand, which I think is pretty cool. And then we get 2 trigger hands right here. He's ready to go bam, bam, boom, boom, pew, 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 pew if he needs to. So we got those hands going on. Looking very cool, all things considered there. Got 2 little pistols, and oh my gosh, you can't take these little pistols to a fight like that, as he had one of the all-time great fights, of course. Lost the fight, as we know, but he won in the end, became Robocop. Or maybe he lost in the end. I don't know. It depends how you look at things. 2 little pistols going on right here. He does got a holster. We'll store those. Black pistols, not a lot of meat and potatoes with those right there. And then we do get the vest, so you can have the before and after time. There it is, the after. He's got all the bullet shots right there throughout, blood going through. Definitely a bad day at the office. I think we can all agree on that. Nice little vest over the top, so you can replace that, move that around if you want to. Then you do get some of these gore effects. Of course, there's that scene where he's down on the ground and he shoots his hand right off and just gone like that. And you get that going on right here. A little blood splatter, looking very cool, very nice there. And then, of course, he loses his arm, so you got the remnants of his arm right here. So does this count as an extra limb? I guess it kind of does. It does fit into his arm there. But very on brand, very cool there for old Robocop here. Now we get Mr. Murphy out of the pack. We're going to start with this first head sculpt. It does have his helmet going on. He's got the visor, and the visor can be flipped up, which is pretty cool. And he's got some bright eyes there. It looks like he's seen a thing or two, or he's about to see a thing or two. His eyes are just as big as saucers right there. Big blue eyes. Pouty lips on him. Almost looks like he's getting ready to give somebody a kiss. Who knows what's up there? Got the chin strap going on. But definitely looks like a guy you could have in your, riot fandom or something. He could be guarding security in your fig fed. He could do a lot of different stuff if you didn't want him part of the Robocop world, I guess you could. But man, looks pretty good as far as that head goes. And I like the visor that goes up on the black helmet. Looks pretty nice right there. But then we get 2 unhelmeted heads right here. You basically get the same head once again. It just doesn't have the helmet on it this time. Got those big crazy eyes, pouty lips once again, but you do get the brown hair going on this one. Looks like Peter Weller to me. I would know that's Peter Weller if somebody handed me that. Then this head, oh, this is the tough head. This is where he's screaming in pain, because you'd probably be screaming in pain too if you lost a limb. You're getting shot up and blown up and stuff. He's screaming, he's yelling, he's got blood splatter on his face. A guy that's seen better days. A guy that's seen better days right there. But let's dive into the figure itself right here. Arm does go, arm removable. How about that? Just a simple move, it falls off. Your mileage may vary. So that comes off very, very easily. I will make note of that right there. But the arm is removable, as we've seen twice now. But it does go around. But yeah, you just go around with it. It's immediately going to fall out. So your mileage may vary how you feel about that one there. You do get a double jointed elbow right here. Very tight. Hand removable, back forth, side to side. Waist articulation. Head up, down, side to side, a little bit limited by the vest in the back there, in the back part, but a lot of movement down in front and all that, and I guess you can get that for if you want to lay him down, getting shot, blown apart. You got to have that good neck articulation there. What do we got? Any ab crunch? A little bit of up and down there in the abs as well. Big old splits. Not really a whole lot of splits there. Really not a lot of legs forward either. It's buttoned up by all of his pants right there and all the sculpted in pockets going on. There's a lot of pockets sculpted in here. Same thing on the belt. Got the pockets sculpted in throughout on there. You got a holster on the side though, looking very nice. But not a lot of movement out of these legs, I'll say that much. You do get double jointed knees on this one, which is nice. You got a little thigh protectors right up here as well, knee protectors. And then you get the boot. You get a little side to side at the knee, no articulation at the boot, up and down at the feet, side to side as well. Does he fit on a Mattel ringside collectible stand? Use discount code Kyle, of course, save yourself 10%. He does fit on a stand if you're keeping track at home. But not a ton of articulation on this one right here. And like I said, this arm, just move it a little bit and it falls right off. Not a huge fan of that, of course, but you can plug in this other arm if you want to. And that's probably how I'm going to display him. He's missing his arm. His arm's been just blown to shreds. Smithereens, some may say. Can I get this hand off on this one? There we go. And then I'm going to plug in this blood effect. And oh, we've seen better days. We've seen better days, Mr. Murphy. Oh my gosh. Hand blown off right there. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Such a violent scene as a little kid. But man, I was eating it up with a fork and a spoon. And you know me, headed over to KFC, got a spork as well because I was into it. I was into it. I remember my kids. Yeah, my kids back then. No, my friends and I. We remember watching Robocop for the first time, and then we went out in his backyard and we played Robocop. Oh, it was great. Hours of fun, hours of fun. Detroit Police badge on the side, forgot to mention that. A lot going on with this one here. A lot going on, but not a lot going on at the same time is what I would say about this one. It is pretty cool with the interchangeable pieces there. All kinds of stuff. The head, you know, being able to be removed. You can have all kinds of stuff going on. But at the same time, like I said, not a lot going on because it's just kind of like a guy in a police outfit is what it really is. But man, oh man, he's seen better days. Like I said, he's seen a lot better days. And hopefully better days ahead of him as Robocop, of course. I should pull this off. There we go. And you can take this vest right off him somehow. Somehow. I guess I'll take it off later. It takes a little time. But you just got normal shirt underneath. Almost looks like Bruce Campbell from Ash vs. the Evil Dead or the Evil Dead figures. Kind of the same body style it almost looks like underneath there with just a little bit. Arm removable as well. So you can have them really blown up. You can really choose your own adventure on this one. A lot of fun, though. A lot of fun for what this is. I don't see this around a whole lot. I don't know about you guys. I haven't seen this around the Target stores and Walmarts. Maybe it's a little bit harder to get. Maybe it's a Fan Central exclusive. I'm not exactly sure. Fan Channel exclusive, I should say. I just don't see this around. And I got to imagine, though, they're not going to make this in the same quantities as a Robocop. A lot of people want Robocop in their collection. Maybe they don't want this gorier version over here. This is what they're looking for. They're looking for this Robocop. But man, oh man, a little yin and yang right here. The minute I saw this one was coming out with the blood effects, I knew I had to have it because it was one of those things from your childhood that just stays there forever. Like a young Cannibal Holocaust movie. When you're watching that when you're like 8 years old, you're watching Cannibal Holocaust, you know all is right in the world. All is right in the world. Same thing with Robocop when you're about 8 years old. So can't go wrong. Can't go wrong with this one if this is your thing. Very cool for what it is. Lacking a little bit in a lot of playability, but as what you have it displayed, him getting blown to smithereens, pretty darn cool if you ask me. So there's old Alex Murphy. Let me know your thoughts, though, on Mr. Murphy in the comments down below. You got any good memories of Robocop back in the day? How about that Robocop 2? Oh, all day long, all day long. But let me know your thoughts on Robocop and the figure in the comments down below. You made it this far, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell. We got videos every single day, and then some. We got even more content for you, of course, over on Patreon. Patreon, best way to support the channel and all the content it does bring. Appreciate all the support over there. Check out ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. Don't forget social media. SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, and on Instagram. So for Alex Murphy, a.k.a. Robocop, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.